Hey, what's up you guys? It's Lexi DIY and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are doing the second part of our guest bathroom renovation. Now, I had taken the drywall around the tub insert out, but I decided I'm going to go actually all the way up. It's unnecessary to waterproof all the way up, but I will be tiling all the way to the ceiling, so I figured I might as well. So I just started to take that out, and then I found something very interesting. I really wish I was joking with what I just found, but let me show you. This is literally not even screwed to this. Like, are you kidding? This pipe is just hanging. An absolute joke, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Honestly, that explains why our shower fixtures were so incredibly wobbly and loose, because that top part wasn't secured literally at all. So the weight of all of that was hanging all the way down to where the faucet and everything is. So we're definitely going to be securing that. But I am just taking out this drywall by using my multi-tool to cut through smaller pieces. That way it's more easy to manage, because I definitely could not pick up an entire sheet of drywall by myself. They're like usually bigger than me and they're pretty heavy. But once I finished with that, the room was already starting to look so much bigger, and now we're gonna have to tackle taking off this wallpaper, which I have only tried one time before and I was very unsuccessful, not in this room. However, I feel like I just found the best hack of all time to take off wallpaper. So previously in the dining room, when I was trying to take off the wallpaper, I was using a normal steamer, like a steamer that you would use for your clothes, and it really did not help. So I literally ended up covering it up with that little accent wall, which was really great. But in here, there wasn't really that option, and I definitely didn't want to cut out the top of the drywall and replace it, because I just really despise doing drywall work. So I got out my Bissell Steam Shot, and that was such a game changer. Now, of course, they do have, specialty tools like steamers that help you get off wallpaper, but this is affordable and it has other uses as well. So personally, I like this option better. And there's like two layers on this wallpaper. So there's a more plasticky layer, and I had to peel that off. And so I would steam that, peel the plasticky part off, and then the more paper adhesive backing was able to be scraped off with a scraper. And honestly, I did think that this was gonna take me hours and hours and hours, but luckily with my Bissell Steam Shot, it only ended up taking me about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I tried two different scrapers with the wallpaper, and the one that I used for the laundry room floor, the larger one, seemed to work a lot better, as well as the largest attachment on the Bissell Steam Shot. It's the only one that I tried on the wallpaper, but since it has the largest surface area, I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that that's probably the best option to use. Then I needed to go back and fill all of my holes in the drywall, and I waited for those to dry so that I could sand them down, and then we could get to painting. Now, generally I would use a sanding block to do this, but I could not find one, so I had to just use my sanding paper that would normally go on like my orbital sander, and I ended up wrapping it around like a paintbrush box so that I could get a little bit more grip on it. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, this was a real workout. You can see I'm struggling. My arms are weak. So it did take me quite a while to get through this, but these were larger holes, so I ended up putting a lot more filler on them, and that's why it took a while. Then I made sure I dusted everything off so that we can get to painting this entire room. And I'm gonna start off by painting it a bright white, but I don't know, guys. Let me know if you think that since this room has no natural light, I should just lean into the moodiness of it all and maybe paint it a darker color. I apologize for the lighting in this room. It's really weird and it's kind of hard to set up the angles because it's so small. But I started by just using my trim brush and cutting in on all of the corners of the walls, around the doors, and on the ceiling. And then I started rolling everything on. You can see that old crusty pink color, and I'm really not sure why my camera keeps going in and out of focus here, but you know what? We're rocking with what we have. So it is what it is. I actually only did one coat because, again, I'm not sure. I love how bright the room looks now with the white paint, but part of me wants to paint it a dark color. And I'm definitely going to be swapping out that light fixture so that we can have a better lighting situation in here. I think I'm just going to wait until I have all of the tile in to decide if I want to go darker or not, and just feel out the vibe. I also haven't picked out a vanity yet, so I don't necessarily want to go with a dark vanity if I'm going to put a dark color on the walls. But then again, I don't know. So let me know what you think. I then painted the ceiling, and you can really see, because the lighting's not super crazy while I'm painting the ceiling, how much of a difference just that one coat of white paint is making. Painting a ceiling even with the extension pole is quite the arm workout, so I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty sore the next day. Then it was time to secure this pipe to the wall because we needed to get the shower arm off, and there was no way we were gonna be able to do that without some stabilization on the back. It was pretty rough in there. It took Dustin quite a bit to get it off, but eventually he was able to, and look, it was just yucky. I hope this has instructions. Well, it seems that we have bought the wrong tub because we're supposed to get a left-hand drain one. We've got a right drain one, so we gotta take it back. Okay guys, moment of truth. Did we actually buy the right one? I think we're good. Thank God.
It's not like we got it wrong the first time.
Oh no, definitely not. So we did initially buy the wrong drain, which means the wrong tub, but that's okay, not that big of a deal. We were able to just take it back and return it and buy the correct one. But this was our first time installing a tub, and I gotta be honest, we thought it was gonna be a lot more simple, but it's very complicated to try to get this tub in without cracking it when it's such a tight space, because it's basically exactly the size, and we had some problems. Oh my God. So we cracked the tub. I had a little panic attack, and then I had to slither out from under it. And oh, this was super, super frustrating. We really did think it was gonna be a lot more simple, but we needed to figure out, so I crawled back under. Probably don't recommend that. I don't know how safe it is, but you know, I needed to get back there to help maneuver the tub into position. And after a few minutes, we actually ended up cracking the tub again, which, big yikes. Luckily, guys, don't worry. The parts that we cracked were like on the little flange, and we will be waterproofing over that, so it is actually not a big deal, but I did cry. Then I started realizing, oh my gosh, there's more problems with this tub. I'm like measuring, trying to find the center. I'm not understanding why the tub is not lining up. So you're supposed to push the tub all the way back up against that wall so that you can secure it to the studs. But if we did that, then all of the drain holes and the plumbing wouldn't line up, which would look really bad. There's a few different things that we could do. We could hire a plumber to come in and move the plumbing over like 2 inches, or I made this really bad little drawing in which I think I might just make a shower shelf. So I'll kind of build it out with an extra 2x4. Like I'll just put it back in here, and it'll be more complicated than this, but the general gist of it is I'll build out a little bit so that the tub has studs to connect to. And then when I'm waterproofing, I'll essentially just build like a little shelf for the tile to go up onto. I'd really like to get like a marble piece that goes all the way across, if possible. If not, we'll just do use the tiles that we're already using and like a little trim piece. I don't want the ledge to be not usable, so it's going to have to at least be like 3 inches wide. So we're gonna see if that is a possibility. We're gonna figure that all out. I'm also gonna show you this like 3D rendering that I made so you guys can kind of get more of the vibe other than this picture here. So that's what we're gonna be doing next week. Make sure to stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you, bye.